Check it out.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Non-Fungible Guys. I'm one of the hosts, NFG Ryan. As always, to my left, right, or right in front of me, whatever you want to say, is...
Devon C. Codrington, a.k.a. Interstellar.
That's right. For those of you who are new, I'm going to stop saying this eventually, but we are a Web3 podcast, and we talk about NFTs, crypto, and everything in between. Generally, we don't actually even talk about crypto, but today's a special episode because... we'll deep dive, Devon was deep diving in some crypto news and info today. So, but before we get to that, what'd you do this week? Hello again.
Oh, hey man, what's up?
Not much. What'd you get up to?
That was a great intro. Thank you.
It was okay.
Thank you. I looked at a lot of stuff online about AI and ChatGPT.
That's so funny because I was gonna look into it and I never did, but like people are using AI technology to write like thesis and like essays and these kids. What are kids gonna actually learn nowadays?
So that is part of what people are talking about, and the only reason that you didn't get into it is because you don't have social media. I actually don't think we've talked about that. How you don't actually have any social media except for your Twitter.
That is true, and the only reason
crazy.
Yeah, Instagram. I deleted everything at the tail end of 2019, I think, 2020.
Wow.
Before COVID, I believe I was like, I'm done.
You slid it into COVID empty.
Yeah.
Bold.
And I only had a Twitter account. I just never had it activated.
Right.
Or no, did I? No, you know what? I think we ended up using my email for...
Yeah.
the podcast, I believe.
Yeah, we did. I think you already had it.
Yeah, it wasn't active.
Empty.
Yeah, it was empty.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't... Facebook and all that crap, I got rid of that. I hate that fake world that like people create online.
You like the metaverses? I'm joking.
Those I love. It's the, hey, my life is grand, or it's like, I'm in a happy relationship, or I'm this. And meanwhile, I know behind the scenes, it's like you fight constantly. Like, it's just, it got to me.
True.
The fakeness of social media.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
In my personal opinion, that's what drove me away.
Well, you were one of the smart ones because a lot of people, they just stay on it and then they become depressed. So,
yeah, to be honest, I see people with TikTok and now YouTube Shorts. I got trapped recently for 45 minutes in YouTube Shorts, tough. And I'm like, shit, this is what people go through with TikTok.
Yes.
So, anyways,
that's not where I expected we were gonna go, but cool. ChatGPT.
Anything else?
The Toronto Maple Leafs are gonna have an outdoor practice at Nathan Phillips Square this weekend.
I saw that in the show notes, and I'm like, I gotta make fun of this guy for writing this. No, I'm not.
And you don't like hockey? You got like a jersey for Ovechkin on the wall.
I do. That's because that's my wife's favorite player.
Oh, I didn't even know. I thought that was for you.
Nope.
Are you serious?
Yep.
This whole freaking time? It's been there for years.
Yeah, I bought that for my wife. That was a gift. And then she won that one.
Are you serious?
On like a $5 raffle. A Canadian jersey signed by Crosby.
That tripped me out for a second. I was like...
My Bill Murray NFT on the wall.
Holy crap. This is a house of horrors.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I like hockey, but I don't care that much. That's the one thing I've noticed in my life that I don't... Like, I'll go to a bar and people are screaming at the TV because their football team's losing. I've never been that. Maybe with the Chive, I'm not much of a fan, but like, there's nothing I care that passionately about. To like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I know.
I like
exactly
sports, but I don't like Toronto's the home team. But it's like, I'm not gonna lose sleep. Like Kansas City, like Philadelphia wins the Super Bowl, they'll probably burn the city to the ground. I don't understand that concept of like getting mad when your team loses. Like we have friends where it's like if the Leafs lose and to like their wives' hockey team, they just won't talk to their wife for like an hour. They're like they're mad.
Yeah,
I don't get that. I don't understand it. Are you passionate about anything like that?
The only thing I did get into a little bit was soccer because World Cup because of my dad. But that was literally when that was like 16 years ago. And after that, I just, every 4 years. And other than that, I don't care. It's just, I just don't have the time to dedicate to keeping track of it. So no, not at all. But I put that there for you.
Is there anything like that? Well, it's cute that you put it there for me, but like I know about it. I don't care anyone else cares about it.
Oh man. Okay.
It's great. Thank you for putting that in there.
Yeah.
I meant, what did you get up to for like
I know.
buying? I know exactly. What'd you buy today?
Yeah. So last week we talked about book.io and I think you had minted Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
Right. And I think I was thinking about last week's episode. Also, we got some feedback from some of our members, some members for our OnlyFans fans.
They sent us a DM on OnlyFans.
They're like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. They were just like, last week wasn't your best episode. Wasn't your strongest.
It was 2 weeks ago.
Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Last week was the recap.
Yeah. Sorry, 2 weeks ago. Kevin Rose got hacked, and I was like, yeah, fair enough, which we talked about on the episode. But either way, one of the things I was like, man, I haven't like bought or sold or moved things around in a while. And that book.io, I love it, but I was pissed about it because for other reasons, when we didn't even follow up with them after. No, I was pissed at CNFTCon because we took too long to get back to them and all their shit was sold out.
Yeah, they were selling like envelopes with seed phrase in it. That's how they were doing their minting live.
Yeah.
And it was the only option to get that book. They weren't selling it online.
And we were like, cool, let's come back and do this. It was like, let's go eat some chicken strips and we'll do this. And by the time we got back, they were gone. But those chicken strips were so good.
Yeah, they were.
Anyways. And I was like thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Got to get into it. And knowing that you had minted Alice in Wonderland, I was like, okay, I need to do this. So I was happy when you told me that about their upcoming mint. So I looked at To the Art of War. I didn't tell you what I got, actually.
Did you? I haven't seen the cover.
Yeah,
no.
I haven't showed you the cover
for
yet.
anyone that's not listening, they had a book.io had a mint today, and they did triple chain mint, but they spread it out. So I think it was like 12 noon was the Cardano mint of the Art of War.
Yeah.
Then it was like 3 o'clock they minted on Ethereum.
Yeah.
And then at 5 o'clock Eastern time they minted on Polygon.
Yeah.
So what'd you think of that? I mean, the mint for me was I minted while I was driving on my phone.
Really?
I'll admit it. I was just sitting in traffic on the 401 and it was seamless, like ridiculously fast.
I will say this it basically passes. It's just like one step away from passing the mom test. It's like if you're the concept, link your MetaMask, right? Which is
that
easy
was the
enough,
hardest part.
Which is very easy
for us,
but for people, it's still a bit scary. They see the pop up, they hear about wallets, which wallet are they selecting? They're seeing the wallet address. So if they don't know that, they'll be like, "What's happening here? Which one am I connecting to? I don't know. I'm afraid." And they probably don't have a burner wallet, so they'd probably be afraid. But outside of that, it was so easy. It's easier. It was easier to mint book.io than it was to go see Babylon in theaters couple weeks ago that I went to.
There you go.
Like to buy 2 tickets and make sure that my Cine points thing and scene points, like that was more difficult than minting this. Which is crazy when you think about it.
It is.
Because you got to select a seat.
Yes. Trying to get that out there, eh? It was, to be honest, it was I was confused by how they kind of did it because it was the mint size on Cardano this afternoon was 1,000 something copies. ETH mint was 100 copies, but every cover was a 1-to-1.
Really?
But it was 0.1 ETH, which equals to like 250 Canadian. And then you had the Polygon mint, which was 20 Matic, which I think I minted and it came to $53 US for 2 books.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why would I pay 250? Yeah, okay, you get the 1-to-1 cover on ETH, which they did sell out. So it must have been highly anticipated that people wanted it. And there was 500 on Matic or 508 or something with 100 1-to-1 covers. I thought it was interesting. So they were charging more on ETH.
Yeah.
It was way less money on Polygon.
Way less.
And then Cardano was like 158. So I don't know what the math is on that. It's like 49 cents Canadian right now for ADA.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very interesting how they did it. I kind of understand, charging so much on ETH because you're getting a one-to-one cover.
Yeah.
But,
and also it's ETH, and people are comfortable with different premiums over there, so they just like do it.
You know what messed me up for a quick second? I was like, shit, what, like Polygon, what wallet address is it?
Oh,
and
yeah,
it ends
yeah.
up, it's your ETH address.
Yeah,
it's the same address as your Ethereum wallet.
You just switch the blockchains in MetaMask. And so like so here's the thing. I thought I had Matic because I did before, but I actually...
You liquidated everything into ADA.
Yeah, which is funny because you remember that. I didn't. So I'm going in. I'm like, where the fuck's my Matic? This is stupid.
So what'd you do? You minted with a credit card?
I did. Yeah, I did.
But it was so
easy.
fast,
but
right?
But before that, I had to switch chains in MetaMask, right? So it's like, do you want to switch chains in MetaMask?
Why'd you have to switch?
Because I was going for the ETH to see if I had any ETH. Because I didn't remember, and I was like, of course I don't. But then I was like, okay, so we'll switch to Matic, and for that, it's nothing. It's just like pops up being like, do you authorize book.io to switch the blockchain? I'm like, yes, but it wasn't popping up. So I was like, where is this? And I'm just like waiting. And then I had to like, I don't even know what I did, moved it or whatever. Just clicked the
top of MetaMask there.
Yeah. The Chrome app again, and then it was no problem. But just thinking, someone that doesn't know that would be like, oh, what's happening? Oh no, it's all gone. But no, it's fine. So no issues. Like it was very easy. And then the credit card done in 2 seconds, and it cost me like $25.
Yeah, it was great. And for anyone that got the ETH drop last week, they are airdropping holders Peter Pan.
Oh, cool.
So you buy one, you get one free almost. So I assume for Polygon, they might do the same thing. Usually whatever the first book on the chain is, we'll get an airdrop as a kind of reward.
This is the first one?
This is the first Polygon one they just dropped. So
also, if you don't have a wallet at all set up, they will hold it for you until you do, using Winter.
So Winter is the website that does everything. So
Okay.
is there more to the name, or is it just Winter?
Just Winter, but like I think that they do. Is it Winter a service external to book.io? Clearly, right?
Yeah, it is, because they wanted to, remember they were asking in the Discord, someone was saying they want feedback on the minting.
Yeah,
so I think it's like a third party that they're using.
Really
But
good, seamless.
That's a new thing.
It felt like Web 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a new thing I've noticed. National Lampoons did their mint for their pills, which was like a Genesis token. And you can mint, and they temporarily, I think the website was Aspen, but it was the same thing. It created a temporary wallet that you would use to log in with your email. And then once you're all ready, I guess you have to deposit a little bit of ETH, because it's on ETH at that point, and then send it to your own wallet to get it out.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, this temporary wallet thing's kind of happening right now.
I think it's the only way to go. You're gonna need people to hold your assets until you figure out what to do.
Well, this is how you get Web 2 into Web 3. This is how you bring the mass adoption where someone, rather than creating a wallet, log in and do that, you can maybe go at your own pace and just buy with a credit card. And now okay, I can log into this account with my email, and it's safe right there temporarily.
Interesting. That's like, well, you say temporarily, but technically, as long as that company exists and they have that blockchain, because it's on the
like I had a pill in my email, and it's still on whatever that website, Aspen something. It's still there.
Here's the thing: as long as the company exists, it's still there. So this is like super custodial,
yeah,
because it's like a custodial wallet that they have the keys to, but you have to log in. It's like you don't even have that; you just have an email and a link.
Right.
And have you tried to read the book?
They have their web app. I have not, though.
I'm just here, and it's like read, so it's just like all you. Even the notification that pops up, it's like, this does not cost any money. Is like in
because I think you have to sign it. You have to just like verify it.
Yeah, that you have it.
What cover did you end up getting? You never showed me.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Is it the waterfall one?
No, I got the one that's the traditional Japanese style house, and it's like a market or whatever.
Let's see.
And I got number 72.
Nice. I don't
even know I didn't look at the cover distribution or the variants.
I haven't either, and I don't know.
And I'm like, what's the rarity? Like, what's?
It's kind of difficult because you've got 3 chains to look at, 3 different cover sections. Because some are like, I've never seen it, but it's just a common cover. But then there's like 70 versions of a common cover.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little difficult to navigate in that sense. But I'll show you my 2 that I got.
So I'm reading the book. Yeah,
and they're gonna start tokenizing that. Like, say you have 2 hours read on their platform, they'll reward you with, I think, book is going to be their token.
And the footnotes are all like linked and stuff like that. So you click it and it shoots to the back, and you can. Yeah,
there's my
digital
two
book
at the top.
Oh yeah.
I think they're uncommon covers, but I'm not 100%.
They look good. They look cooler than mine. So and knowing your luck, they're probably.
I've always wanted to read this book, so I actually am going to read it. Apparently, it's good for any kind of situation, like work and.
So it's funny because I didn't remember the book. I was just like, I don't care what it is. I'm minting it. And when I saw that it was Art of War, I was like, are you serious? This is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I actually care. And I know you did tell me that, but I was actually like hype. I was like, yes, like I actually want this. Yeah, I've read some of this book in little snippets. A friend of mine has it physically, and he was for a while like he'd like take a photo of it and be like, read this shit. And some of it, you know, not completely applicable, but like then some of the other strategies are 100% applicable. So it's like one of them is like, you know, do not attack immediately after you've crossed the river. And it's like, you think it's not applicable because a lot of the stuff is landscape based, but it's like if you attack immediately after you cross the river and you start getting beaten back, then the river is against your back. And how do you retreat across the river when and rivers have banks, so you're gonna die. So it's like if there's a river between you and your opponent, do not attack. And it's like, how can we apply that to? I don't really know, but like if you think like that, it can work. You know, it's like
I'm trying to think.
Don't go into a divorce when you're about to buy a new car. Right after you bought your new car. There you go. The car is the river. The wife or your partner is the enemy. The divorce is the attack. Art of War, everybody.
You know who promotes this book timeless. A lot? Joe Rogan.
Oh, of course he does. Of course he does. Yeah. But this is totally. It's a good book.
I can't wait to read it. Yeah. Apparently, their mobile app is coming soon.
Cool.
Actually. Shoot. Producer Paps, did you look into that app he was sharing, or did he only tweet that to me?
He tweeted it? I haven't checked.
He tweeted an app link. So I'll just say it's called Floorcraft Arena.
Cool.
Dude, it uses AR technology, but it doesn't scan or connect to anything. Like, I can just, in the video they show, the guy's like, look, I can play my car. And then he like goes to the screen, and then you can see you just go, let's play. And then boom, you pick your car. Select vehicle, and then it's like you're just playing it on AR.
And the car's just rolling around the room?
Yeah, there it is. Oh, no, it's a ball. Spawn vehicle. And then there.
Spawn vehicle. Oh, that's cool.
But like it doesn't, you know how it's some crazy technology
and stuff, but no, that one just like throwing it on.
But yeah, this is their demo. It's called Floorcraft Arena.
I feel like I was going to say something. All right, okay, what I was going to say. Okay. So let's say you don't want this and you want to sell this book from Polygon. Where are you selling it?
It's OpenSea.
Yeah, I'm like, but like, are people buying them on OpenSea?
Yeah, there's been 2 sales on OpenSea. Nice. Someone bought one for 100 Matic and 40 Matic.
Are you serious? 100 Matic?
The floor right now is 30.
We're in business. All right,
which is what, 10 Matic more?
10 Matic more.
So you're looking at what, like $11 profit?
Someone bought it for 100?
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's one of those special covers.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is with Book.io too is they do like series. Like I think they just took a snapshot for, say they have 4 books in an adventure series, and they're just dropping because of Valentine's Day. They're dropping, or no, Shakespeare. Because if you had the collection of Shakespeare that they've already sold, if you had, I think it was 4 books. They're airdropping you Romeo and Juliet on Valentine's Day. So it's like stuff like that too, right? Like say there's an author and you collect 3 of his books or her books, they'll airdrop the 4th. But they can do collaborations with authors now, and it's like they do you pre-order or what? I wonder if they could do that. You pre-order their book and then get a 3rd for free or something. Anyways,
the one you have, I'm just looking at the rarity breakdown.
Yeah,
you have one. There is 23 unique. Middle Kingdom is one of yours that you have.
Yeah,
and there's it's 27.17% of the supply. So. And then,
that's a quarter.
Yeah, I don't know what the other one. I can't remember what one of the other ones.
It was the waterfall one, and then
the one I have is 31. Or it's 3% of the supply.
3%.
Yeah, so there's 16. Yeah.
So you got a rare one.
Yeah, I did.
Dope.
Yeah, and
congrats.
And yeah, there's only like 16 of those.
There's 16 out of the 500.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's pretty.
That's pretty good.
And then you said the waterfall?
Yeah, hold on. I'm pulling it up now.
I don't know if I'm reading this right. It's not a
it's like a on the edge of a cliff or something.
Yeah, that one's the Middle Kingdom. And what's the other one?
The other one is kind of like the house on an island.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
That one.
Or the temple.
You know what? I don't see that here in the book rarity cover.
It says it is the Middle Kingdom theme.
Oh, so this is what. Okay,
and I have variation 23. So that's what I'm talking about.
So in the middle, you're the middle. So there's more in here. Oh, so wait a minute. So there's like way more designs than I thought.
That's what I'm saying.
Shit, I was looking at this, I'm like, what's going on here?
They have a theme, and then there's variations of that theme. So I've got the middle. So I guess both of
your books are from the Middle Kingdom. That's what's the deal is.
Let's see.
Yeah, there.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I have variation 8 and 23.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, by the way, I only mentioned one.
Yes.
So the great enemies would have been one because it's 3% of the supply, which would have been good. Oh, actually, the 9th chapter, the 8th chapter would have been good. And
either way, I'm excited to read, and people should start paying attention because I think they're also working on a streaming platform behind the scenes using the same kind of tech that they're working on.
Newcast?
No. That was a whole battle online for.
Cool. All right, sick. I did not expect to talk about this for
how long?
So long.
Yeah, what do we?
20 minutes.
Oh my god.
Shut the front door.
All right.
But we did an intro. Plus, we did a botched intro before, and by we I mean me.
Yes.
All right. So, anyways, time for the DCC SBF FTX update.
Oh my god.
I had it without even having it in the notes. So, Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't know how to say his name. Fried. Okay. So what's happening right now? So the past 2 weeks, they're going back and forth with the judge, and Sam's lawyers and the judge are going back and forth trying to determine what his bail conditions should be. You know, so they're like, we want him out. What are those conditions going to be? And his lawyers are being like, look, hey, we're going to put like monitoring software on his phone, so that way he can't it'll automatically track and download and it'll automatically save and upload any communications he does from his phone. So that's what we should do, and then give us bail. And the judge's like, do you think he doesn't know how to encrypt things? And do you think he doesn't know how to use paper?
Can't he get a second phone?
Yeah, and they're like, no, this is bullshit. That's not allowed. So the judge is like, this is not good enough. They're basically saying Sam, for the longest time before all of this, has been operating with some of the words that they use is so. It makes you think it should scare the shit out of you because the people that are deciding the fate of many are using words like this. Well, Sam's been using self-deleting software. What is that?
Email that delete.
Yeah, it's just so anyways, it's just in case you're wondering, I think the most secure messaging app that you could get is an app called Threema, which I don't even have because I don't need that level of shit, but that's fucking ghost ops type shit. And then honestly, Telegram and Signal are the next best secure ones. But yeah, that's the battle. Sam apparently just won't stop. He just keeps on trying to contact his FTX friends. And the lawyers are just like, yo, stop this. And he's just like, nah, I'm going to do it. I'm Sam. God. So the biggest thing another thing is they have actually been able to get the subpoena to get Sam's insiders. I have a link here that I forgot to open, but it's the girl.
Rachel Almeida.
Is that her name? I thought it was Emily. I thought it started with an E.
No, because then I make the joke I'd never Rachel you. Wasn't it?
Jesus. Good point.
So
it's his parents. It's the chick from Alameda. You can click the link in the show notes and it shows who they are. And also there's a previous co-CEOs. They are, I think, subpoenaed because, and generally over
Caroline,
yeah, there it is, Caroline. And generally, the FTX previous leadership, even if they were there when the shit went down, or even I feel like a lot of people saw this early and then got their money and jumped. But they're still going back. They're still going after those co-CEOs.
Wouldn't you?
Of course. Well, they have to, right? So what's happening is that everyone's being very uncooperative with the efforts to get money back to go back to the shareholders and the FTX users. Surprise, surprise. Another big thing, Robinhood, who I didn't even know this. So FTX had made some other company. It's not just Alameda. Sam had made another company and then bought 7% of Robinhood. You know what Robinhood is, right?
Yep.
Oh, of course. Sorry. I'm sorry. That was embarrassing because the GameStop. Anyways, he bought.
They were the ones that blocked everyone from trading GameStop.
Totally. So he bought 7% of Robinhood, which I think right now is like a 578 million. And Robinhood's had been tanking. Their stock's been going down. And they just got granted the rights to buy back Sam's, because that had been seized, obviously, because anything that he has been seized.
Right.
So a piece of their company was severed, and it's frozen, and they're bleeding, and they're like, what are we going to do? But they got the permission to buy that back. So they're going to buy back those shares that they'd given to Sam, totaling 578 million. But of course, they're bleeding. So to afford that, they have slashed CEOs and executive bonuses. So none of the executives are getting bonuses. And people are like, oh shit, like they're actually like for real bleeding. Anyways, and something else, he just made a bunch of donations to people. And now people like politicians and mayors and shit are just like, they have to like, they're getting letters from the fucking judge being like, give us any money that Sam gave you, give it back.
Wow.
And so they're coming after everybody.
Good.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, they should get.
But it's also bullshit because one guy, he's like a mayor of fucking Chicago or something. I don't know.
Isn't that guy a coke dealer anyways?
Probably, right? He only has to give back like $3,000, although Sam gave him over $200K in other ways, and but they can't really trace it properly, so he's just chilling. Okay. All right. That's this DCC SPF FTX update. What else is going on?
Not much.
What's your Chive update?
My Chive update for the week is I got to play their game today.
You like to talk about that?
Well, I tweeted about it.
Oh, yeah.
I tweeted out. So if anyone wants to see what the board game would look like, the Bill Murray board game, I tweeted out, I guess, a sneak peek. I think it might be the first sneak peek that anyone's seen.
I couldn't see how it wouldn't be.
So
Alpha.
Yeah.
Wish we had a button.
I was going to say, you need to have a drop like that.
Alpha.
So stupid. Yeah. So what would the other updates? They gave out a little teaser of the next destination being in the desert or South Desert.
Really? That's a big.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Like in like Moab, Utah. Or something
I don't know because the only thing tied to the destination in NFTs was going to be like is Austin. Like Austin's a destination, but it's not really desert south or South Desert. Sorry. So we don't know. It's all speculation. But what else was there? The board game. NFT. They're doing a pre-mint. They have a pre-mint sign up they're releasing another 100 destination NFT. Well, sorry, they're releasing 100 of the NFTs, but I don't know if it's an OB is going to be in there or if it's all destinations. But because they clawed back like 300 and so NFTs off the initial 1,000 drop.
Right.
So they're releasing 100 and there's a pre-mint raffle. So you need to have 0.5 ETH in your wallet up until the end, like the 21st of this month. And you got to follow them on Twitter. And I think follow Project Venkman, I think. And you can be entered into the raffle and get, I think it's 1.7 ETH is going to be the mint price if you win a spot.
You going to buy one? Or are you going to...
I don't have any ETH, so and I'm happy with my NFT that's hanging on the wall. So
that's true.
Staring at you, judging you.
It's funny because I always catch it at the corner of my eye, and I'm like, not used to it yet, you know.
It's funny. I got a couple Bill Murrays down here now. I got my Bill Murray NFT, and then I got the Ghostbusters movie poster. I think that's it, unless he was in any of these other movies. Step Brothers, Superbad, Joker. Nope. All right. That would be my Chive update.
Nice. Sounds good.
All right. Time for Devon to do all his homework.
Frick.
Get ready to talk, buddy.
What do you want to talk about?
I'm going to put my listening ears on.
Why?
You know what I realized I've done, and I got to work on this, other than hitting the mic constantly?
What?
I saw it on the Chive in one of their galleries. It was like a good advice thing. Mm-hmm. And one of the ones that was said was, you have to learn to listen as opposed to waiting for your turn to talk. And I was like, fuck, I do that a lot.
Where the fuck did you see that?
It was in a gallery of like good advice to live your life by in the Chive gallery.
Yeah.
And it was like all this different life advice. And it was like, learn to listen and not wait instead of waiting for your turn to talk. And I was like, oh, damn, that's, I don't know, it hit me. I was like, shit, I do that a lot. Even in the podcast, it's like, I think of something as you're talking. And then it's like, okay, I'm just waiting for my moment to kind of say it as opposed to necessarily it's like the art form of a conversation.
Wow. Well said. Well said.
Right?
Yeah. Where's that book? Book.io. Oh my gosh. I butchered that.
That's okay.
Okay. I have a comment on that. Are you done? I was just waiting to speak. Sorry. Fuck. I'm sorry. My mom, you know her, and she's like all about, self-help. Yeah. I was like, how do I even say? Yeah. So did I tell you about the time she forced me to go to this thing for like a weekend, where it was like this self-development thing and you're like almost like locked in. And one of the exercises is that you have to ask people all these vulnerable, you ask someone like a vulnerable question, or they give you these prompts or whatever. And it's like shit that you're like, I don't know if we're going to talk about it. But then like you have to say something and then you're not allowed to talk. It's like a one-way conversation. So they say, oh, this is the topic or something. And you either say, what do you say, okay, Ryan, what is the worst thing that I do? And then
you personally,
I say that
and
to
you can't argue back.
Yeah, and then there's like a timer. And then you're just like, oh, you do this and this, and you're not allowed to talk. And I just have to sit there and take it. And the exercise isn't like, okay, minute's up, now you're allowed. You're not allowed to address it.
Interesting.
There's no like, it's no like, okay, on lunch you kind of find the person and you do a debrief. You just take it. And then the exercise ends. And then they switch and like it switches and there's no reference to the thing. They don't talk about it. And it's like the aim of that is to take what they said, really, really take it in and not, since you can't respond and you can't talk about it during the whole...
Right, so you're not thinking of a response.
Yeah, you're not allowed to talk about it during the weekend. You can't defend yourself. You can't say anything. So this person's interpretation of you could be completely wrong. And you just have to fucking take it.
Interesting.
So, yeah, did that exercise. And I was just like, just sitting there being like, this fucking bitch. I should bleep that out. That is like, I shouldn't say that. Whoa, scared the crap out of me. There's a lot going on here today.
There's always something going on here.
Did you see me turning the knob down because the air went on and it was like really loud in my headphones? And then there's guinea pigs and there's another guinea pig. So...
Hi, producer.
That was our original producer that I called a guinea pig. I'm just joking, though. It's not a guinea pig.
Well, you go into her bedroom, probably looks like a guinea pig lives there. Yeah.
What is this podcast?
It's what it always is, buddy. We've fucking off the rails.
All right,
let's bring it back.
Sorry, yeah. Okay.
What'd you research this week?
What did we want? We wanted to talk about DJED or JED and COTI and also SHEN because...
We want to talk about cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
There's a new stable coin in the Cardano ecosystem.
Yeah, indeed.
Which Devon did a deep dive. I tried to and my head started hurting and I was like, this is too... DeFi, I realized why I'm not in DeFi. And like currency, it's very... This especially would seem very confusing.
It is, because this is, finance at the level of market making level, and like... It's complicated when we're dealing with fiat. We don't understand that shit, and we're made to
ironically,
not understand
my daily job is dealing with money. But anyways,
like a lot of it. But then then they have this, and it's designed to do things. It's like, but here's the thing: this is not like full research because I don't know what's happening today. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I was trying to understand it, like when we were having that kitchen table conversation, and we were like, we should podcast this. So what do you know about it?
I know it's spelled DJED and it's either DJED or JED. That is the new Cardano stable coin that's pegged to the US dollar. Upon looking into it a little bit, would you say it's COTI or COTI? COTI. So COTI. Yeah. That came up a little bit. And then the other one was SHEN, not the clothing company that everyone buys the knockoff stuff from. Or that's SHEN.
SHEN? But I honestly, I thought it was that too.
No, but it's SHEN, SHEN. That is I'm not 100%.
Right.
I'm sure I'll learn about it now. To be honest, folks, I'm learning just as much from this podcast as you're probably going to learn because, like I said, Devon did the heavy lifting for most of this.
And it was just to kind of, and he also, I still don't even know what DJED, I don't think it stands for anything. It's like I don't even know where that came from.
It's kind of funny if you say DJED, it kind of sounds like DJEN.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not, obviously. So, okay, what does COTI have to do with, or COTI?
Yeah, COTI. You can say COTI.
I feel like I'm saying COTI like the streaming platform.
Because we're thinking of what we know, but it sounds like when anyone says it, they're saying COTI.
Yeah.
Which is,
so are they the creator of DJED?
Okay, good point.
JED?
So there's COTI, DJED, SHEN, and US dollar. So COTI is, and you are the one that told me this. It stands for currency of the internet.
Which is pretty
cool.
Cryptocurrency of the... Oh, no, hold on. It's in my notes right here. I did have notes.
Yes.
COTI is currency of the internet. It's a payment solution that provides high transactions throughput with low fees.
Yeah, that's right.
And then COTI will allow around 10K transactions per second. Mm-hmm. And to use Visa as an example, has a peak hour demand of 4,000 transaction per second.
I thought Visa was like 2,500, but like, so when you think about it, this is kind of effed up because you're like, Visa has a max of 4,000. It's friggin' Visa. But it's a lot, right? That's payment processors. All they do is process payments. They don't actually. So COTI, this company, they've been around since 2017.
Okay.
And that number, when they kicked it out there, everyone was like, okay, that's wild, doesn't make any sense. But the guys that have made COTI are heavy hitters. Like one of the guys, think about, compression software. Like think about anything you send across the internet, it gets compressed. Not even zip files. We're talking compressed so it could go through the air. The person that came up with the algorithm for that and sold it is on this team. There's like one of the guys that like is.
So he knows about compression.
Yeah, he was the head. He was the head of IBM research, and he's like, yeah, I'm founding this company. Also, so basically, they want to be a payment processor for the internet, as their title says, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go around and we're gonna find a cryptocurrency to be like the coin.
This is the one, the one we want to pick.
That we want to pick, and like we're gonna make this acceptable anywhere. So the same way we bought with book.io, like you use your credit card to buy this and you can just use this all over the internet. It'll be super easy. And that's why we need 10,000 transactions per second, because it's going to be like everyone uses this currency in the entire internet, entire world, and it's going to be everywhere, integrated with Visa, MasterCards, and regular banking. So they want to do what crypto says that everyone wants to do.
Yeah.
But they go around, they're like, no coin's good enough.
Really?
So they made their own COTI. So they made their own. They minted it or whatever. They created COTI, and they're like, okay, we're gonna build all this stuff and do this. And that was a while ago.
Okay.
So I forget the exact supply or whatever, but this company I think they're based out of like Dubai or Israel. I don't know, wherever. But they have like heavy hitters on the thing. People from BlackRock. And then
what's BlackRock?
Oh, BlackRock's that crazy investment company that no one really knows what they do, but they believe that they're behind everything big and evil in the world.
Isn't that Black River?
No, BlackRock.
What's the one that they use? Is it BlackRock?
Yeah, it is BlackRock. You're thinking of BlackRock.
Is it BlackRock? Where they have like all the helicopters and they just... Rogan goes on about...
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah,
is it BlackRock?
Yeah. Same people.
Okay.
Because it's like,
it's
what
like
are they doing?
Clandestinent...
Yeah, clandestine, like hedge fund financiers, people that are just like basically
probably Monsanto's uses them or bought them.
No, I think
that's what I'm thinking. Hold on.
BlackRock probably would have invested in Monsanto, but I feel like BlackRock's probably the closest to the Illuminati and all that stuff that people could actually point a finger to. But like there's people that were in like research and development there are part of this as well. So there's just like a lot of people that you can make you think that if this company wants to do what it wants to do, they might be able to get it done given the individuals that are on the team. Smart contracts come into Cardano. They realize they're like, what they want to do is make a shit ton of different stable coins. Well, they want to make a stable coin and like be like, okay, COTI is our token. We are going to build so many different things. COTI will be ours. There's nothing else we can adopt. but COTI will be ours. But we still are looking for a cryptocurrency that can like be our first thing.
Yeah.
And they actually chose Cardano. They did that in 2018 when they started, and they got like input output C fund. They were the first one to get that.
Okay.
So they got a shit ton of money from Cardano, and they're like, all right, we're gonna build this out. So we'll go back. So we're gonna get to like DJED and SHEN in a second. But
yeah.
The most important thing about COTI still is that their coin, which is a real thing, and they'll probably be useful in different ways. Like COTI is actually like on a DAG, not a blockchain.
What the hell's a DAG?
I didn't put the abbreviation, so I don't know anymore. But it's like
decentralized.
No, it's a directed analytical something group or something. It's like, you know how like HBAR is a hash graph and it's not a blockchain.
Yeah.
The way you looked at me, you're like, what? Yeah, there's all these different models of information flow and access and storage that exist in, theoretical research terms. And like, because of the prevalence of blockchain and cryptocurrency and all these online ecosystems, there are people that are trying to take these models that could be better than what we use and adopt them for like real life. So either way, a DAG is like the diagrams they show look like a bunch of like, I don't know, dendritic arms going off in all these different directions, like starting at a point and then it just like goes off.
So it goes like nodes?
Yeah, they are. But it's
okay.
Like...
So DAG's, I think, directed acyclic graph?
Yeah, that's what it is. Directed and it's directed because, remember I said it's going in like one direction? It starts here and it goes here and then here and then here.
Okay, so it says DAG is... like blockchain, composed of a network with a number of different nodes confirming transactions.
Yes.
Each new transaction that is submitted requires a confirmation of at least 2 earlier transactions before it is successfully recorded onto the network.
Yes.
Interesting. So it's like a block.
It really is like a blockchain.
It's a blockchain, but it's not.
But it's not, because the blockchain's linear and it's just like this. But this, like, as I'm sure you're looking at diagrams, and it looks like a tree with branches, right?
Let me see images. Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Right? It doesn't...
We should actually tweet this. It almost... Yeah, that is weird.
It looks like a tree,
this almost looks like a flowing river.
That's what it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that when it's like leaving the forest.
It's got you got the currents going in different ways.
Like a river delta. That's what it is. As it gets to like the ocean and how it breaks out. I'm a geography major.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I did not know that about you.
You didn't? You know what it is? That's a dendritic system. That's what it looks like.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Boom.
So
thanks for listening.
They verify I know, right? How they verify all these transactions is based on proof of trust. That's their thing.
Yeah.
And that's why COTI is called like the trust. They operate on the trust network.
Right.
And you're right. So this part's crazy because you can't. So nodes have a score. And that's their trust score. Yeah, their trust score. And it's like if you have like one of your transactions rejected and your trust score goes down because you put a bad transaction forward, right?
Oh, so it's like a rating. Yeah.
So now other nodes are going to be like, we don't want to interact with you because our trust scores will go down too.
So then they start
veering into another direction and only interacting with those that they trust more.
Interesting.
And you have to do better transactions to get back to the flow, but that doesn't stop it. You can still have all these arms going off in different directions.
Yeah.
But that's also why you can have 10,000 transactions per second because it's not a linear blockchain.
Right. It's all over the place. Yeah.
And so that trust score, it sounds just like the social score in China, right?
Yeah. It's like, oh, this guy's good. I can't hang out with this guy. Look at his social score. He'll bring it down. Bring me down with him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And a lot of COTI's backers are from China, and China has a big affliction for BlackRock. So some people think that this shit's super like shady, new centralized World Bank, but they're pretending they're not, and they're all connected with blockchain. But as we know, it's not actually a blockchain.
No, I get.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen,
you're getting it. This is good.
Yeah, I am. But anything to do with BlackRock. If BlackRock is the one that I know Rogan was talking about with Monsanto,
100%.
Because you heard the whole drama with Monsanto is they sell farmer seeds.
Yo, bro.
They genetically modify seeds, and if it goes over to the farmer field next to them that didn't buy their seeds, their crop is destroyed.
Monsanto is like the worst company. I learned about them in my teens. They've been doing this shit for decades.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I can totally see why people are like, whoa, hold on. Who's involved? Yeah. China, BlackRock, like.
Yeah, exactly. And they're
what's next? The Rockefellers are on the board,
right? It's like the Rothschilds.
Exactly.
And they're registered in Israel, which is actually not a big deal because they're huge for tech over there. But yeah, I think the thing that really tripped me out was like this DAG and this trust network and the trust score. Like that's a different kind of operating, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of cool though.
It just goes to show you that there's so many different systems that can be implemented or tried out, or like it's like maybe the one that works is the one that combines a lot of different what works from each little thing that somehow someone combines it all to make
exactly. No, you're
one
exactly
that,
right.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. Like we're all like blockchain, it's the future. What I'm actually thinking is that shit like this is actually the future. Like this and HBAR, the hash graph.
Yeah.
Because people are and one of the videos I was watching, the guy was like, this math is like wild math. Like I've never seen anything like it. And everything that you read about it is summarized because it's superbly complex.
Right.
And like, well, if you have the head of research for IBM,
yeah,
you know, imagine you sold a patent to IBM in the 90s and it's how the internet runs. Like, come on, like that level of genius and money and influence is like unheard of.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, we believe in you, blockchain. No, they don't. But like when you think about it, it's going to be something like this. It's going to be some dendritic network along with a hash graph connected by a blockchain elsewhere. The future is not going to just be what we think it is, where it's just a blockchain. I think it's going to be stuff like this that runs everything.
I was telling people just the other day, I was blowing this guy's mind at work about how it's like, so hold on, what's the metaverse? And he's like, so I'm like, you could go to a liquor store in the metaverse, buy a bottle, and have it show up at your house in real life.
Yeah.
And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And his mind was blown. I'm like, could you imagine him trying to sit him down and explain this stuff?
Yeah.
Like, people really have, there's so many layers and levels to this game, we could say.
Yeah, well, remember I called you before the episode and I was like tripping out because I was like hot in research mode. Yeah. And I was like, yo, this is the future,
it's a lot, man.
It's also, so transactions can be reversed. Like,
so if I get hacked, it can be reversed?
It can. Yeah. The nodes, and there's not, you know how like you were just talking earlier on about your helium miner, right?
Yeah.
You're a node for that, right?
Yep.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
But what kind of helium node are you? They're all the same. Like you're a node. You're running the network.
Yeah, it's just
There's
running.
like 4 different node types in this.
Okay.
There are trust nodes, and those guys just run. They just run the trust scores. That's it. All they do is verify the trust score to keep the strong parts of the network strong.
Okay.
And then there's dispute nodes, so that when there's an issue, these nodes are called upon to vote. And then if it's not good or whatever, it goes backwards.
So weird.
They reverse it. And then that person, then trust score goes down. The trust node watches that. And then there's history nodes. And the history nodes is closest to the blockchain. They just record everything that gets happens. So I feel like the history node is actually the blockchain. And the rest of them are doing all this other shit. And then there's another node that's a community node. And that is like, we could like create one of those. Oh, I think, and like.
Sorry, the cord?
Yeah. And then the community nodes is like a pool. And like you can stake and earn COTI that way.
You know what this reminds me of? As you're talking, I'm like, this sounds like our society. Trust nodes are the police. Dispute nodes is the court of law. History nodes are like the note takers, and then you got the community nodes, which is the public.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Right?
That was wow. I'm gonna sit back. Holy
like
shit!
You're explaining it to me, and I'm like, we have this in society in a different way. The dispute node is the law, like courts.
Yeah.
Like where policies are made, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, this is exactly it. We're
just taking it and giving it to technology. we're taking the human element out of it, and it's almost becoming just like a technology driven.
And so, put this with AI, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah,
and then you have
what do we
AI
need
that's like, well, we'll run this DAG, and then you want to make this the currency, and then it just does it by itself.
Everything's
just disputing and running and constantly.
What do they need us for?
10,000 transactions per second, but then they scale these networks and they're just doing millions, and we don't have to do anything.
This is how the Matrix starts. We're just hamsters on a running wheel, just keeping the energy going, so that these robots can keep going.
Like, actually.
You know what I mean?
That's why when they're like decentralized blockchain, I'm like, I don't believe that shit at all. This seems like centralized stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have it in society, right? Like,
wow,
we're all part of a node in some sense.
Okay, well, now it gets worse.
Okay, great.
Or better. So their whole point is to be able to connect with Visa and connect with any bank in the world, right? So to make COTI or whatever cryptocurrency they choose and whatever they build on that to be the currency of the
it was
internet.
Seamless between cryptos, fiat, and everything, right?
And we're going to get there. Obviously, you know what coins we're talking about. We're going to get there. But every node, every operator in the COTI DAG must be fully KYC'd with verified address and everything. There is no exceptions. And if you're from an area with turbulent financial systems, you just can't join the network. So let's say you're from Zimbabwe, because we all know about the $1 trillion Zimbabwe, or is it? No, I think it's Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe's currency is inflated to the moon. They have $1 trillion bill because their currency is so inflated. No one from Zimbabwe is going to be able to join the COTI network.
So it's like you have to it's almost like you have to hand over your passport.
You have to have full KYC, and that's why they can integrate with the banks.
What would full KYC mean? Like, I
full
got to give my
KYC
SIN number?
You need
not just my passport?
Some KYC is like, okay, just give me your email. This one is like, we need first name, last name, address, banking information.
It's not that in depth.
It's not, but but the only thing is, the entire network is all KYC.
Yeah, everyone is known.
And then there's no okay, we have Coinbase with a bit of KYC.
Every time you say KYC, it throws me off.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Know your customer. It's not like you have that's an exchange or a DEX or whatever. Yeah, and then you have this, but then you can also get your, private wallet and still interact on the blockchain. No, you can't mix. You have to be fully in, because the future wants to connect with banks and shit.
Interesting.
So yeah, there's that, and of course, multiple DAGs will happen. So they want to scale up to 100,000 transactions per second.
That's crazy.
And they have a wallet called Viper that I guess has launched by now. I don't. This is where I'm like, I don't know where we are exactly. Because there's so many. We're only talking about COTI. We haven't even talked about fucking.
I know.
SHEN and
we got like 40 minutes before I turn this off. till I shut this node off.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. They also have a card that's coming out. So they're gonna be like a full bank account, Visa, KYC. They will be a full online digital bank with COTI.
Wow.
Because they have a Visa card and they worked with like Simplex or whatever.
It's a lot to read, man.
Yeah. Also, they're like, okay, you can't even just like buy the COTI and get it on a DEX. You can only get it on Hublot or Hubio and then KuCoin. Those are the only two places you can actually natively get COTI.
Good old KuCoin.
Right? Which
I hear about it so much, but I just never go on
I actually have them, and I have Ripple over there.
I like how you say Ripple.
Oh, sorry, XRP. Bro, one of the guys from Ripple is made COTI too.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's obviously, because Ripple's connecting with banks too. So yeah, XRP. I mean, I have my XRP on KuCoin.
Interesting. Why is it on an exchange and not on your ledger?
It was the only place I could buy it. Or something? It was the only place I could buy it at the time. Because remember, everyone was like, "No more Ripple." Anyways, okay, XRP.
Hold your holdings. Hold your holdings.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Hey, keep your shit safe, buddy.
Yeah, you'll put that on a shirt.
Hold your holdings.
Yeah.
People are like, what are you holding?
Like,
my holdings.
My holds. It's so stupid. Oh man.
You guys spell it HODL.
Yeah, HODL.
Hold my holdings.
Hold my holdings.
This is so
Hold
dumb.
of the holds. Okay, that's fine. Anyways, I think they have other versions of COTI. They got an ERC20 version, and that you can get different places. Coinbase does support that. And then there's the Binance chain, and then there's the Binance Smart chain or some shit.
There's Binance BNB.
Yeah. And then
there's
other one.
BSC.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, BSC is the smart chain.
Binance Smart Chain, and then BNB is Binance
Chain.
New Balances.
Fucking Jack Harlow comes out. He's just like, yo.
Working on my jumper.
Yeah. All right. Ugh.
What are we going to, Jed?
All right, so
on to Jed.
So then they're like, all right, COTI was 8 cents. It shot up when they announced a bunch of stuff. When they announced that they were working with Cardano and they got their wallet up, it shot up. I don't know what it is right now. Maybe you can do a look at COTI.
COTI price?
That's their thing. Maybe it's going to be like 64 cents or 70 cents American. Actually, it probably shot up because of Jed. If it's like 80 cents and someone had bought it at 8, like that would have been cool. Because it would have moved from 8 cents to wherever it is now in like the span of 1 year.
0.09 USD.
Yeah.
So almost 10 cents.
Right back down. Because no one cares about that, because everyone's caring about, they decided to build a stable coin on Cardano, which is Jet.
Oh, it's down 13% right now.
Yeah.
It's actually at 8 cents.
At 8 cents, back where it started.
It just dive bombed in the last 24 hours.
Something must have happened. Some announcement that we missed, or
I guess
just not knowing what it is.
What's today? February 9th?
Yeah.
It went from, oh dude, it dropped like just today at 10:15 this morning. It was like almost 10 cents, and then it dropped down to less than 8.5 cents.
Yeah.
It's bounced up a little bit to, it was 8 cents and like 0.3.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
So I'm assuming they went completely parabolic in the year.
Yeah.
Like they shot up and then went
Circulating
back down.
supply.
Yeah.
1.18 billion COTI. That's a lot.
That is all.
Max supply is 2 billy.
Yeah. Wow.
With a B.
That's why because when they didn't have that much supply like a year ago,
Of course.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
So that's why it's dropped back down. Okay, cool.
Thanks, crypto.com.
So, Jack.
Non-sponsors.
Yeah, I know, right?
Could you
Seriously. Yeah, that'd be cool. Would it though? They've been... Anyways,
yep.
Yeah. So they're like, okay, COTI is going to be like their operating coin thing that they do stuff with. It's never meant to be, I think, how they actually plan on whatever, but they chose Cardano. Good choice.
Yep.
Excellent
choice.
Cardano. Sorry, I don't know if I think I
Did you
said
say
it right.
Cardano?
Cardano. I said mixed. I said
Cardano.
kind of a halfway. But Jet is their stable coin, which is the best stable coin on Cardano because it's
the first one, isn't it?
It's the only one.
I heard about this last year, and I remembered today someone talked about a Discord server that I was in, and I was like, this is the server I was in that they kept talking about it. Indigo Protocol.
Oh.
I was in that server last year. Someone had told me to join because they were giving out free tokens or something. Yeah. And I just couldn't keep up with the chat. It was so confusing because it was all like DEX and crypto and I was like, I got to get out of here. And I left.
That was it. So that was when, okay.
And then I tried to get back in today and I can't verify.
That's hilarious. I didn't think you had this kind of problem.
Yeah, I did. The CAPTCHA, for some reason, it won't let me log. I don't know, something with the CAPTCHA, but it's a minor inconvenience. I'll get back in there. Okay. So anyways.
No, it's all good.
So it took a while because I heard it within the last year, I would say. I heard about this stable coin coming out for Cardano. Finally, it arrived. I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't hear more about it. Everyone's talking NFTs. Like stable coins on Cardano is not... Like everyone's talking about the fork.
Yeah.
Ethereum fork. It was kind of around that time frame when I had first heard about the stable coin coming.
Right, because Jed is optimized to work with the Vassal fork. Before the Vassal fork, it couldn't have worked.
So that's probably why.
It popped up. But here's the thing. It just goes to show, and we still haven't even fucking talked about it yet.
I know.
But it just goes to show much of what we're in, much of what we're doing, a lot of people don't understand. A lot of the disputes that we're seeing online and people talking about, debating about things, we have no idea what we're talking about because this stuff, the model, the individuals working on this are not thinking like, it's January and I want to flip this by August.
Can I 2x? Can I 4x?
Yeah, no one's thinking like they're not
That's all
thinking like that. They're designing something to, in their mind. Well, it's going to change the world, better for worse, big, small, to change the world and change how we, move currency around completely. Like they don't care about NFTs and your project and your project beef. So when we're all talking about, well, what can this do for NFTs? They're like, yeah, stablecoin is going to be here in 6 months and it's going to change the entire internet. And you guys are talking about raccoons,
space otters,
otters and raccoons, which I picked 2 projects that are great. Okay, whatever. So JED, it's kind of like Aave and MakerDAO, sort of. Aave being, that lending DeFi platform where you can lend and buy or whatever. MakerDAO, sort of the same thing. Kind of has a lot going on. But JED is a stable coin pegged to the US dollar. You probably know this stuff.
No one does. Tell us.
You do.
I know it, but it's a stable coin is basically it's pegged to the US dollar. So when the US dollar goes up, so does that, right? That's the general term for it, or it's always at par.
It's always at par with something.
Yeah.
It's not always the US dollar. There's different types. Sometimes
this one specifically is pegged to the US dollar.
Yeah, which is what they are the others have done that too, but there's algorithmic ones that are balanced out in different ways, and that was
mathematically Luna, yeah.
Because they were Luna. Wow, what's the other Luna Terra? And those 2 coins.
I was gonna say Terra Luna.
Yeah, Terra Luna, and those 2 coins would like play with each other, like
FTX and FTT.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a relationship that's algorithmically defined, and then some of them are pegged to commodities,
gold,
gold, oil,
silver,
and some of them are, what's the other kind? So there's pegged to US dollar, which is fiat, and then I can't remember the other type. There's another type there, but whatever. There's another one that's pegged to other crypto, and that is DAI, DAI. We know that blockchain. Anyways, this one is algorithmic. So there are 2 coins that, algorithmic, but over collateralized. So algorithmic is they're algorithms that are going to balance it out. And there's like a cap where nothing can be minted or whatever. Once a certain amount is, if there's too much, if it's over collateralized or if it's under collateralized, it'll stop mints.
Okay.
So what this means is like, JED is pegged to the US dollar. Great. But ADA, it's the same. JED and ADA, it's the same. So you have 10 ADA.
Yeah.
So let's go 100. You have 100 ADA and you want to buy some JED. So you're buying 100 JED, except a COTI. It takes fees because COTI is a for-profit company.
All right.
Yeah, not a non-profit, not a decentralized thing. We're here. They're a for-profit company.
So they got quarterly.
So they have transaction
reports?
Fees, gas fees. No, but they're transaction fees because they're like a fucking bank for everything. So you take 100 ADA and you want to buy 100 JED. You end up with 90 because there's transaction fees. I'm making this number up, but let's just say there's 10 transaction fees. So then all of a sudden you're like, cool, I got my JED. It's pegged to ADA. It's cool. You spent 100. Great. All of a sudden ADA doubles in price.
Okay.
So do you get double JED? No, because
you're still at 90.
You're at 90 because that's what you put in. If you were to take that out, it doesn't mean you just get double JED. JED's a stable coin. It's not moving up and down like ADA does. That's the whole point. It's stable. You're looking for stability because who knows? ADA might have doubled today, but it can drop by 90% tomorrow.
It could be worth half of what you... Okay,
exactly. And
but it would still be 90.
That's why your ADA holdings, you want to put them into something stable, which is JED. So you put them into JED, ADA doubles, and you're like, awesome. Or you're like, okay, whatever, cool. Now, what are they? Now that JED that you have, though, is worth actually 200 ADA.
Yeah.
Because JED is...
You still have 90, but it's
worth
worth 90.
A 90, but regular, like JED itself is now worth more, right? Like because ADA has doubled in value, right? So that difference, right, of 100 to 200, right? And this is not your wallet per se. Like you still just have 90 in your wallet, but the value of JED is locked to ADA, okay?
Yeah.
So if ADA is, now all of a sudden worth double, JED is worth double.
Yeah.
But that difference between that purchase time or whatever, that's the over collateralization. Well, that's where SHEN comes in. SHEN is the reserve coin that balances things out.
Okay.
So now that JED is worth 200, but the Shen holders and Shen can claim that difference, and that way they bring the price of JED right back down. They stabilize it. So Shen now is like, okay, ADA shoots up or whatever. There's a difference based on, because you got to think of them like different buckets.
Yeah,
just doing their own thing. So JED is worth 200 because the price of ADA doubles, and Shen is there, and the Shen holders are kind of like almost like node operators.
Yeah, in
a financial sense. They now can claim the difference, and they now have 100 ADA, and they kind of get that. And now Shen has that, and like if you were to take the money out, you would still only get your 90 ADA back because it's a stable coin. Okay, but the Shen holders are entitled to $90 worth of ADA because there's still fees on everything that you do. Okay, so that algorithm, that kind of play between JED and Shen stops JED from skyrocketing. Yeah. And it'll also, the opposite will happen if ADA goes down, and then JED starts being worth less. Then the Shen holders will inject some more into the market to bring the price of JED back up to keep it stable. So that mechanism of Shen being the reserve token is, you have to have something to balance it out. Now, where does Shen come from? To create this, to get JED rolling, you have basically super high net worth individuals that are like, they can apply to be collateral providers, liquidity providers.
So
that's what you guys say. Yeah.
Sorry. So they have the bankroll and they're providing liquidity.
So if you're super, super rich, you're going to be
I got 58,000 ADA kicking around. I could provide that.
No. We're talking, you got to be like a millionaire. Like in regular terms, not in ADA.
Yeah.
You got to be like, I've got like 10 million. I don't even know the numbers, right? But you're super rich or whatever.
$1 billion ADA.
Yeah. And you're like, I sit in here, you're like, okay, I got a $2 million I want to inject into this ecosystem. They're like, you call up COTI and you're like, hey, you probably apply. And then they look at you, they're like, okay, your net worth is high enough. We would like you to provide this over-collateralized control reserve token, which is Shen. And then that'll kind of like kickstart this whole thing. So right now, JED is in phase 1. And it's all bootstrapped. And when you're talking about starting a company or a startup, it's like, did you get funding? How did you start? And you're like, I bootstrapped it. I paid all my own money. So JED right now is in phase 1, and it's bootstrapped from super rich people that are just injecting, that bought like... I know you probably saw like a couple of weeks ago, they were like, SHEN and JED are sold out. Because
I saw that.
Basically, that was all the quote unquote high net worth individuals being like, we applied for this. We're ready to drop our like $500,000.
So it was almost like a white list that they got. Yeah. They minted their white list and the supplies were sold out.
Because there's I can't remember the exact number or whatever, but it's basically like, hello world, if you're a rich person and you'd like to be a part of SHEN and JED, apply, and then you take that and that
dump your cash in.
And then now, but you want to be a SHEN holder though. You want to be a SHEN holder because when ADA fluctuates, I mean, you want ADA to go up, of course, but when ADA fluctuates, if it goes up, like in the example, price of ADA doubles, JED is supposed to be matched, so then JED is worth more, but JED has to stay stable. It has to come back down.
Yeah.
And SHEN, I injected $1 million. And I'm watching it, and I have the algorithm set up that when ADA doubles and JED shoots up, I'm claiming that 90K or that 100 JED immediately in terms of in SHEN. It comes to me in SHEN, and there's a bit of a transaction fee, but that automatically happens. So that's basically my return for providing that liquidity. That's how you make the money. So if you were rich, you'd be like, I'm going to do this because in the early days, there's no, everyone wants to buy in and wants it to grow. So there's going to be the greatest time. Like I think the CEO was saying, he's like, in the first year, 10% returns will be easy as a baseline.
Right.
For this. So
that's so fucking.
So it's like it's an investor thing. It's like you're starting up this
or
bootstrap crowdfunding. Like you're starting up this coin, this stable coin, and like almost like an ICO, but it's not. But it is sort of,
okay.
But it's not,
So while you were talking, I remembered a Reddit thread that was basically talking about JED versus SHEN. Mm-hmm. Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
So you believe that ADA will go down, mint JED
Yeah.
and stake on a DEX to get some money while it's going down.
Yeah.
You believe that ADA will go up,
Yeah.
mint SHEN and stake on a DEX to get some more money while it's going up.
That makes sense. ADA goes up.
You were
Shen claims the
when we
excess.
first started talking about this last week, the way you explained it to me then was way more easier for me to digest than right now.
Yeah, well, because I
we
went through the whole back.
Yeah, and we were talking about like albatross and actually
no,
it was
arbitrage. Yeah.
It was arbitrage, not albatrosh.
I feel like you combined the word albatross, the bird, and arbitrage.
I think I did.
thing. That's hilarious.
I think I did.
It's a Pixar movie now.
So, so I think it was before we did the chive episode.
It was before we were
because you were explaining it to me. And I was
dinner.
Yeah. You're
okay,
right.
Well, that whole explain it to me like I'm 5. It does make sense. It's basically a way that if you believe ADA is going down, you mint JED because, like I talked about arbitrage
because it's still
because
okay,
it's not gonna it's gonna take time to adjust. Like it adjusts itself as things are happening, but it's like if you stake JED on a DEX, right? Sorry, I'll do it for the opposite way where like ADA where JED goes up.
Yeah.
So like with the opposite, so with what you're doing is trying to capitalize on the difference between the
right
two, because they're always basically doing this.
It's like the old like the law, the balancing.
Yeah, or like you fill water in
Yeah,
this,
you
but
fill
then this side goes up.
Yes, exactly.
And you take water out and this goes, and you're always just trying to do that balancing act. But in this difference of when one is up and one is down, that difference is where money can be made.
Yeah.
And arbitrage is when you like look at in a physical world, is like I was describing it as like you're in Toronto and you're on the Toronto Stock Exchange and you buy yen. You buy like yen or whatever, and then you know that China is like hours behind us, and then you move your yen to the UK stock exchange, US stock, New York Stock Exchange, and there's fees and stuff, but that's cool, and you convert it to US, and then you take that US and you convert it to Vietnam. I think Vietnam's currency is the dong, and then like because it's so inflationary, like you're gonna get so much dong, and then you convert that dong to yen. And then by the time you convert that yen back to Canadian dollars, you get way, way more than you put in, because the little differences in the currency discrepancies over time, and whoever creates those is like the markets and the GDPs of the country. But those little discrepancies in currency exchange creates the opportunity for gain or for profit. Right. And that difference allows you to invest $50,000 in Canada, do all those conversions, and then convert it back from yen to Canadian, and you'll end up with like 60,000. And you just do that all online. You're just sitting there online doing that. Sam Bankman-Fried did this. He realized Bitcoin was worth, when you would convert it back to fiat, he was like, oh my gosh, a Bitcoin is worth a different amount in China than it is in the US. And it has to do with how it's like with regular fiat. So Sam basically for a summer just started doing Bitcoin arbitrage. He'd buy a Bitcoin and can move it around, convert it to yen actually. And that's why FTX has such a big base in China, because he was realizing Bitcoin's worth differently. So he did that so many times. It just got bigger and bigger and bigger numbers until he was at the point of like billions of dollars, because he was just doing Bitcoin arbitrage. And then he was like set up FTX and made that fucking company. And here we are. So that kind of discrepancy between SHEN and JED is like if you want to mint JED when ADA is down, and then you can like
do the
get
reverse.
that difference. You just do the opposite. And if ADA's up, mint SHEN, because the SHEN holders are the ones that are going to claim that difference. Because SHEN is there to balance out JED. So it's just a form of arbitrage in a different way, but it's algorithmically capped that they just kind of play with each other. And I guess the controls are that if the price of JED ever becomes 8 times the price of ADA, that means ADA would have gone down, then you like are frozen it. No more minting of JED, and vice versa. Like I think there's caps of like 2 times and then 8 times. So if the currency starts flying away in any direction, and you try to like mint JED or SHEN or whatever, the minting service just shuts down and won't let you mint. those are some of the controls built in. Because
Right.
if JED starts flying away and getting too high, then you're collateralized too much.
Yeah.
And this is an algorithmic over collateralized stablecoin model. It's linked to the US dollar, it's linked to ADA, and it has SHEN as a reserve coin. But if it goes too high, then the value of JED gets diluted because then you have inflation.
Yeah.
So that's why the algorithm will freeze minting and then wait till regular cryptocurrency or fiat or whether stabilizes, and then JED will stabilize back down to being a stable coin. Anyways, that's
No big deal.
No big deal.
No
right?
big deal, right?
But yo,
God damn.
this stuff is super complicated.
It hurts my head to think about.
Isn't that
Like
crazy?
I'm sitting there and I'm yeah.
Yeah.
It's
This is dense.
it is.
It's dense stuff.
And it took us a long time to get into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I feel like I'm more confused than I thought I would be.
That's awesome. You know why? It's because we started talking about COTI and
Yeah.
DAG and the COTI thing, and we did all that stuff, and then we it's pegged to the US and it's pegged to ADA, and then and also all of this stuff. Like, how is that happening? Like, where is this happening? Where is this code written? Like, how does it even voting on the DAG network? I was like, you're a voting node, a dispute node. How is that happening? Like, what's the interface?
I can understand it in the sense of with helium.
Yeah.
I get notifications on the app saying, "Hey, this vote is open." And it's just
cool.
like a notification on my on your phone.
But what information do you have? Like, are you look at two wallets and you're like,
No.
this one. Like, what do you know when you're
Yeah,
making
when
those
I guess the
votes?
dispute's happening, it's not like a human's fixing the dispute, is it? I
Well,
guess
it's
is it
basically you're just voting. I
algorithm?
mean, remember when we were we were getting what were we doing? Kasama, and we were was
Yeah,
it?
Kusama on
and
the
we were
Polkadot
on
network.
Polkadot
You,
network, and we were voting there to get the little kickbacks. It's like that. Sometimes it'd be like, hey, we wanna. What were they even voting for? Like,
you were voting on protocols and
Yeah.
stuff for the I think
Yeah,
or it's right here. It's in my.
But the crazy thing is, you'd read the statement, and they'd be like, "We're algorithmically deciding there's an X factor n node to the exponential point of this, and we want to make sure protocol C goes through instead of protocol D." And I'm like, Ryan, which one do we pick? And you're like, I don't know.
Here's a referendum.
Yeah, right.
Or referenda.
Always referendums.
Here's send a batch of dispatch calls and automatically execute them. The whole transaction will roll back and fail if and then it gives you a whole bunch of stuff, and people are voting
options. Yeah,
people are voting on that right now. It's number 263 on the Kusama governance.
What's the vote look like? Are people for it or against
A
it?
or nay? Okay, so we
Well,
got
actually, let me make
70
a random. Hold on. Let me make a prediction based on what's I know about all of this.
I'm going to vote on this right now as we're talking.
Batch. Yeah, I think that they should totally roll back batch transactions trying to go through. So I am in for this referendum let's make it happen, because we don't want this to go through and mess up the chain. I don't know what we're talking about.
Exactly. But you voted, so now you get a special NFT sent to you, right?
So what are most people voting for that one?
I'm going to submit my vote of yes and go with the common.
That's
theme.
so everyone's saying yes.
Everyone is saying, it's
like that.
You've got, as soon as this gets out of the way after I approve it, come on. Oh, there is 76,000 for, sorry, I don't know what 106 people have voted yes, and 377 people have voted no, but it's all about the Kusama locked up into the vote. Yes has 76,000 KSM locked into it, and no has 15,000.
This is why the blockchain will take forever, because no one can understand what we just talked about
At all.
And so that the reason that those people that are a lesser number one is because they have more of the currency. They have more KSM.
Yeah.
So it's still decentralized, but decentralized. Like, more people were against it, but they don't have the buying power.
Right.
So they don't sway the vote.
It's
just
interesting
rich people,
when
it's just rich people saying, we want it to go this way. So now we're not going to, we are revoking batches? I don't even know what this is.
And you can actually see how many, that's interesting. One person's wallet put up 1,500 KSM.
That's a lot, bro.
Let's see.
That's a lot.
Let's
What's
see
KSM right now? Isn't it $60?
Something like that. So one voted yes. Actually, 2 wallets voted yes. Both of them are 5,800 KSM.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot,
it's a lot
for
of
2
money.
wallets.
That's
yeah.
fiat money. Like, what's KSM to CAD?
What is it?
48 Canadian.
$48.
Yeah, $48.
And you need to do 5,875. Damn, who's got that just sitting in a wallet?
That's $278,400.
So someone has
$250,000, almost $300,000 in their
that's
wallet,
locked up for
hanging out, staked up for.
It
what's
could
the
be.
period?
I think
90 days.
You could have one where it's there's no lockup period.
Yeah.
The lowest is like
3 days.
So so you got 0.1 times voting balance, no lockup period.
Okay.
1 times the voting balance is 8 days. Then you got 16, 32, 64, 128 days, or 256 days. So I don't know if I was to choose, because my vote value is half a KSM.
Wow.
0.5.
Hasn't.
But it multiplies by 6, right?
Oh, you stated because how long you have yours?
Yeah, so I don't know if
for?
someone put in, say, I'm not going to do the public
Well,
math, but
imagine this person. Sorry.
say they put like 500 KSM, but then because of the voting balance, I don't know what's reflective in that number.
Yeah,
there.
so part of me is wondering, did they put 300,000 worth of KSM and they've locked that up, and now that 300,000 is worth like $1 million,
or the reverse, where it's
where
like they put 500 KSM, but because of that's why I want to know what's reflected. Yeah, 256 days is
Either way, you're affecting the build direction of how this blockchain operates by that vote.
You know who's going to be able to tell us that? Paps. Producer Paps is going to be he'll message us.
How does he know this stuff?
I have no idea.
He'll be like, "Hey boys, hey gents, this is what it means," and we'll be like, "Thanks."
Yeah, that guy's a true fan.
He's like, He's like, they didn't really lock it up this way. He's like, by the way, that was me.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
It would be. Honestly, if I wouldn't even be surprised if he was like, that was me. I actually wouldn't be surprised.
He does have a bit in there.
Yeah,
it's impressive his what he's up to. But
hey, producer Paps, how's it going?
Hey, Big M's.
I'm like waiting for him to respond.
Yeah, I know. I got nothing left, bud.
Yeah,
this was. I hope people kind of understand what you were talking about, because I know I was confused. And if people like it, send us some DMs. We're open to suggestions. I mean, that's how Paps started talking to us about, hey guys, you should look at this person. Or
even if they're bad, and you want to tell us 2 weeks ago words in our best episode.
Our DMs are open. Always send us. We'll take the.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? We'll take the criticism.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. Take the good with the bad. I don't know. We'll take
for sure.
We'll roll with the punches.
If there's something we should look into or something that people want us to talk about, hit us up. I mean, I'm open to ideas and suggestions at any time. So at NFG_Ryan or I think I'm just at NFG Ryan. Either way, I'm somewhere around there.
No, you're NFG_Ryan.
Yeah. Hit me up.
So that's the deep dive details of DJED and SHEN
and COTI.
And COTI. And there's more, but that's all we got for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are live. But you can't get it right now.
No, because it's like that level 1 or whatever you said. Phase 1 is gone.
Phase 1 of DJED. So you can't even interact with it because you don't have enough money. None of our listeners can afford this, you peasants. Isn't that crazy?
Well, you know what you can afford? Our Patreon.
Yeah.
For a low monthly fee, you can subscribe to our non-existent Patreon. Oh man, non-existent.
You know what though? What we'll do is we'll set up once DJED and like COTI become full-fledged, we'll have like a donation thing on our website.
We should do something.
Where it's
our website?
That doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist either. We're so unprofessional.
We'll have it donations here, and then you could just hit it with your credit card, send us some COTI, and we'll convert it to something, and what would we even buy?
Web developers to make us a website?
Yeah, that would be great, actually. That's what.
What about
we do? You know what? If you were to donate to us, we'd make NFTs.
Yeah. What's the other thing?
Your microphone's doing weird stuff. It's because you're touching it.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. Now, it stopped.
Good. Okay. I was gonna make a joke and I totally forgot what it was.
They wouldn't have heard it if you hadn't moved that cord.
Fair enough. Wouldn't matter anyways.
Doesn't matter. Oh man. All right.
I think that's it, buddy.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Let's wrap this up.
Put the music on.
Okay.
Why is that so funny to you?
I don't know, man. All right, music.
I love you, buddy.
All right, yeah, I'm happy.
Kisses and smooches to everyone.
Yep.
Devon, you'll get it physically.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
NFGs. We out. That was sick. Welcome to Non-Fungible Guys. My name... all right. Are we going again? Welcome to Non-Fungible Guys. What did we say?
You want me to do it?
Yeah, you should do it.
Okay.